Welcome to the Shield. We appreciate y'all. Hope y'all had a great week. I want to do the quick intro, and I don't have the music yet. I'm gonna do the intro saying this your boy Los, the host. We got your boy Romy over there. Say something to the people, Romy.
What's up, good people? Hope all is well. Lots going on right now, man. So we're gonna touch on some things today, brother.
Right. I don't know what's going on with your boy Lim. Let's pray for him, man. Pray for him, man, because I don't know what's going on with your boy Lim. But hopefully he'll join later. But if he don't, he don't. We good. Because at the end of the day, he gonna come in and he gonna come in with something special when he come in. Um this is gonna be really, really unique. This is a unique show, and I want to hit y'all with something a little different, right? We're gonna shake up the dice. Apologize for last week with the whole Obama thing. I think that was like a false alert. So I'm gonna just throw that out there. I don't think that's real, man. So forgive me from the bottom of my heart. I ain't mean to put nothing out there based on stuff that wasn't happening. So please, pretty people, forgive me. Now listen, before we get started, we need the people in the chat. If you watching, we need you active because we need your feedback for where me and Romy getting ready to go, right? And mainly because this is really, really unique. This is a unique episode and a unique show, and we need y'all feedback. So if you are listening and you want to chime in, go ahead and be active on the types and on the messages, and we'll be sure to respond. And matter of fact, even if you want to smoke and you want to join in, we're gonna give you the link, and you can come on in here, come on in the room. It's warm in here. You can come on, feel what we're talking about. So this one is called. I don't even know if y'all ever heard of this, but this is with the Gen Z generation. They came up with something called fur babies, right? Fur babies. What is that? Right. So I'm getting ready to break this down. I'm gonna read some stuff to you, right? Some statistics. We're gonna get your boy Rome to speak. And I think we got a guest. I spoke to a guest that's supposed to be popping on, a special guest. So hopefully the special guest come on here and we're gonna let you have it. Okay, so the first thing is it's called the fur mom. Have y'all ever heard of a fur mom? Well, let me break it down to you, right? A fur mom is something informal. It's an informal term for a female pet owner who considers their pets to be their fur kids. Fur mom provides love, care, and attention to their pets, and they may also advocate for animal welfare. Fur moms provide love, care, and attention to their pets. It goes on to say, the US Today and one poll survey revealed that over 80% of all dog owners found that caring for dog was way easier than having children. Y'all hear me? Okay, one more. Another statistics. Statistic. The pandemic led to loneliness, the need for companionship and unconditional love, and changing lifestyle priorities and notions of parenthood are some reasons why the younger generation prefer to raise pets over children. Last one. It's a According to the recent data and significant higher percentage of households in the United States, do you believe that compared to dog owners, is 70% of households own a pet, while about 40% own a child, will have a child. So when you first hear those numbers, Romy, and for my people in the chat, come on, chime on in, right? So when you first hear those statistics, Romy, before I start putting people on blast, because I know a lot of fur moms and fur dads, and I know some people, man, and so before I start calling out people and putting real people on blast that I know, when you first start hearing that, Romy, tell me what is your first thought?
You know, from our generation, the Gen X to now, that is the difference. I think, some people grew up with a household animal. Some people have dogs when they grew up, or a dog. Some people grew up with cats or a cat, fish, reptiles, all those different things. I think back when we was coming up, it was more of teaching you the responsibility of handling someone other than yourself. Feeding the dog, taking the dog out to go walking, the responsibility of that. Fast forward, I think the Gen Zers, they're looking at cost of living. They're looking at what it takes to feed that pet or pets versus to raise a child. And I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think they understand that they don't have the patience that, you know, our grandparents, our parents' age, those people had when it comes to having a child. Because when you have a child by the wrong individual who changes and switches gear on you, it makes things difficult. You become that single mom, that single dad.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, if you a single mom, or a fur baby dad, you can kind of just not worry about a spouse. You don't have to worry about a partner. You can just, now I'm pretty sure y'all have this in LA. They got all kind of dog parks when you go to different areas. They even have the areas for the dogs to go and have their little fun and get their little snacks. And you can go to your area and have the adults, treats and things like that. So I feel like the times have shifted to where people are more conscious of what their preferences are. And the generation now, they're realizing I prefer not to have any children. I don't have to have my legacy live on and come through my bloodline and things like that. I'd rather go ahead and have the pet and everything like that. So it's interesting how that needle has swung the other way, man. So yeah, it's that Furberry term. We never heard of that when we was coming up. You just called it your dogs, your cats, but now it's a different deal, bro.
Right. So I'm asking for a friend. Is this selfish? Like I mean, 'cause so the bottom line is my cousin. I'm gonna be honest with you. One of my cousins used to say this all the time, but I think he was saying I thought, and I still think to this day, he was saying this because he was scared of dogs. But he was always saying, "Man, I don't understand how people get dogs, and there's so many kids out here without love. So why would you get a dog if it's thousands of kids that you can adopt, or like it's so many kids out here that don't display or have love. Why would you have a dog instead of displaying that to a kid?" And that was his theory when we was younger. Like he used to say that from the time we was in high school to probably now, right? And I didn't really look at it like that. I was like, well, I mean, me personally, I have a dog. Let me put it like that, but I ain't no fur dog. Like that ain't what I'm doing. I'm not a fur dad. Sorry, that's not who I am. Right? I like a dog. I have a dog, and I like to go kick it with my dog. Take my dog to training. My dog understand how to be cool in front of the people and take them to Starbucks. I could take them to the mall. But if you want the smoke and you come in my crib, it's the smoke. Or if I tell them a signal or sign to come on at you, so I'm that type of fur dad, if you will. But ask me, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna apologize in advance, Peter. Don't come after me. But if you asking me if I got to choose between my son, my daughters, or my dog, it ain't even no comparison. If you ask me who going on the trip when we go to Africa, and if I'm taking my dog, or if you ask me if the house on fire, who I'm going to get first, I'm just saying. I know y'all don't want me to compare and contrast, right? But it ain't even no comparison, right? I do love my dog, though. I say that, but I really put my dog in the category as a real pet. I know the difference between children, kids, and a pet. That's low speaking, and I'm sorry for all those people I offended. That wasn't my plan or point, because I know a couple of my home. I got a homeboy right now, and y'all know who I'm talking about. If y'all know me, and y'all know my people I kick it with. I got a homeboy right now, and he absolutely love dogs. Like you can't say nothing to him. He in his 40s. He ain't got no kids, but let you say something about his dog. And one of them passed away. I'm talking about this man was like really trying to compare you and your kids to how he loved and kept his dog. But with all due fairness, he take the dog to the dog park that Ron was talking about 2-3 times a day and feed him the steak and all of that. But I mean, my thing is I don't get it, but that's his thing, and they love like one of the dog passed away. I mean, they got dog insurance that they pay every single month. And so to me, I'm looking like, man, my dog going to be in some dire need for me to go get some insurance. You know what I'm saying? I take him to the vet, I get his shots and all of that, but I'm sorry. What up, though, Jeff? Yeah. So what else you got to say, Rome, about this fur stuff? This fur dad, fur mom, and living in this fur world we living in 2025.
Hey, you said for people to chime in. Hey, Jeff, hit us with how you feel about your 2 cats that you have, because Jeff got cats over there.
I
And
can't cats, man. Oh my God, they so
yeah. Hey, my brother right here, this brother is really scared of them cats, man. If y'all got some cats,
don't say that. Don't say that, Rome. Don't say that. I don't like cats. I'm allergic. But I ain't scared of cats.
hey, no, man. But no, in all seriousness, man, you got to look at when you look at the police, the horse, the dogs, they consider them real police officers. So if you go out there and slap that dog that's on with an officer standing on there, you're gonna get charged with assault on the officer. And you're like, man, that was a horse. That was a dog. But they literally look at them as actual officers because they're going out there and battle with them. They're going out there on the daily, and you used to hear the saying man's best friend. And one thing I can say, man, is those pets are loyal to you. I've seen so many times where the dog, the person might have fell out. I seen a thing one time, a lady was walking her dog and she passed out. The person seen it on a ring later, but the dog stopped the traffic. Like, hey, come down here and help my mom. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. But the dog can't speak like we're speaking, but the dog literally stopped the traffic and the person was looking like, okay, the dog's stopping us. So it's trying to tell us something. So they followed the dog and the lady had ended up having a heart attack. So the dog knew to go and get somebody. And it was one of those golden retrievers. And so for that sense, I do feel like there are some people who get to a point in life where they empty nesters. They kids that moved on, might even be in a whole different country. So they feel that void, that loneliness that you talked about. I mean, 2020 was a number, man. I was out here just like everybody else, dusted and disgusted, until we came up with that verses. That verses saved lives. That got me through until I was able to get that passport and get up out of here. Because I was over here dusting and disgusted myself, man. I was like, man, every time we playing something, somebody got to pull some foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to come talking about take this vaccination or else. So the dog thing, man, I just think that we at a point right now where people realizing I don't want children. And that's fine. Like me and you, I love being able to go in there, and play video games with my son and things like that, because I wasn't able to do that. So to be able to be on his level and, we did already beat the game. He wanted to play it again. I'm like, man, we just beat the game. Oh, we're going to start over. I'm like, oh, now I can't do that with the dog. What I can do with a dog is play fetch and, have those type of things. So for me, it's passing on that lineage, pouring into them. For those who've seen what's the movie with Angela Bassett when she's playing Tina Turner? What's the name of it?
What's love got to do
What's
with
love got to do with it? Remember, he said the name stays home when they went to court. Hey, I chose to have some children because I wanted the name to stay home. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, man, I want to help procreate. And, my thing was always 2 to 3 kids. I have 2. And as they say in Espanol, no mas. I'm done. Finito. No mas. So I just feel like we've been down the road with the dog. We had a schnauzer, miniature schnauzer, and my daughter was allergic to him. So that actually hurt me because that was my boy, man. Dude got the beard like an old man. He got waves like an old man. it was just funny to take him to the park, and people would be amazed, like, how did you teach him that? I taught this dude how to do. I do the kickoff like we do in football, like a punt. And this dude get the ball, and he literally running it back. He he running back with the ball in his mouth like the full football. He knew how to grab the thread and run the other way. So you do have fun when you had a pet, the family dog. Like I'm pretty sure your pit over there, your kids love the dog and things like that. But like you said, man, when it comes down to it, whatever you name your dog, Midnight, Mist, Snow, whatever we gonna call the dog, you better be getting up out of here when the wildfires come, because I got to get these kids out of here first. Then I'm coming back in there. You better be running when I'm running. That's all I can say. That's my take.
No, you right. You right. So the premise is, I live in LA, right, and so it's really, really serious with your pet, and I think it's a little bit overboard, me personally. But to bring your pet to the roof, Chris, and the restaurant where we got our food, and the dog shaking, and you all that hell might come on in your pasta. I think is unsanitary, me personally, right? But people are really, really serious about these pets, right? And my brother said, my brother told me when I first moved to LA, he was like, man, this is the city of dreams. Whatever you have in your mind, you can make it happen. He was like, let me ask you this, Los. And I was like, what's up, bro? He was like, what if I would have went home to Chicago and I told them I got the brightest idea ever? This is gonna be $1 billion idea, and then he got everybody attention in our family, and he was like, "Man, I got it, I got it." And they was like, "What is it?" He was like, "Man, I'm getting ready to start my first business," and they was like, "Man, what is it?" He was like, "Man, I'm gonna make clothes for dogs." He was like, "You know how many people that laughed?" He was like, "You know how many people that laughed?" He said, "Man, but that is $1 billion industry." It's just showing you at the end of the day, who would ever think your dog walking around here in a hoodie or a shirt was going to be able to be this popular? Who would ever think that people would gravitate towards a dog opposed to a child? And so this is what's killing the game right now when you talk about people spending all of this time with their dogs. And then I heard something today about people taking it to the extreme. Now you got your mama talking about, here go the picture of my fur grandbaby. My fur grandbaby. This is my fur grandbaby and grandchild. What? And so now they taking stuff too far. You got the grandma got the picture up of her car of the Yorkie, talking about some, this is my little grandson. And I'm looking like, man, you overdoing it, grandma. Stop, man. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, man. So it's just kind of like, so in Dice, they was like, they knew him. If you hit the four, I shouldn't tell y'all the gambling still, but if you hit the four, the six or the eight, you could, or the five, you could do it the hard way or you could do it the regular way. You got people out here trying to do stuff the hard way and not just the regular way, trying to do stuff the hard way for the hard way or eight the hard way. So I mean, so with this being said, man, I had the guest speaker coming on, but at the end, like me, I can't really relate. I wanted somebody on that could relate to having a pet, and your pet is like your kid, and just hear their theory. I ain't here to judge. We listen,
and we don't.
so I ain't here to judge, but I did want to hear the specifics of the people that got and why. Like, why? How did we even get to this point of? And I know, I mean, because a pet can be a companion, and you can, the pet can't speak back to you, so you can tell them all your problems, and they able just to look at you like they got all the concern in the world, and they able to rely on you for everything that they possibly need. They not gonna talk back to you. They ain't gonna grow up and disappoint you like that, But pets can disappoint you, because I guarantee you, if I came in your house, Romy, right now, your schnauzer gonna help me rob you. He gonna show me where the snacks at, the Twinkies. He gonna show me where your other pistol at. He gonna show me where the money at, and he ain't gonna do nothing but help me. But my dog on the other end, he has a job. You see what I'm saying? And I hate to say this, I promise you, Peter gonna cancel me from this. And I'm gonna be careful how I say it. But if I came home and somebody in my crib and my dog don't do nothing, he probably leaving right with him. He might, hey, Ro, he might be out the first thing smoking, man. The first thing with him, because my dog has a job to do, and that's to protect. And most dogs do that without even being trained, right? But see, the difference is most dogs don't really even know how to bite. They bite out of fear, and most dogs don't know how to really protect. There's a difference between you saying you're gonna protect but you don't know how to fight. You're gonna be able to shoot somebody, but you don't know how to shoot. You gonna be able to do this and that, and you don't know how to load the gun. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be trained for what to do, how to do it with different scenarios. You feel me?
Hey, I'm like you today. Since your guest didn't come on, let's rock the boat. Look, have you ever or known someone that's dated somebody that has dogs or cats and the pets sleep in the bed with them? So you talking about here I am, staying the night over here, whatever the case may be. Like, hey, I just want to let you know my dog sleeps in the bed or my cat sleep in the bed. What's your thoughts on that? Has that ever happened? Have you ever experienced that in your years of dating? We're talking from high school all the way up.
I mean, to me, yes. I never understood that. And I seen people kiss their dog in the mouth and share ice cream with their dog and all of that. I done seen all of that go down. And I mean, again, I don't want to be the only negative one, Rome. You trying to set me up, is
Oh
what
no,
you.
I just had to shake the boat. I'm gonna go out there and say, so look like you got your guest coming on.
Yes, sir. So I mean, so that's the premise of that. So this my brother, right? I'm gonna introduce Rob. Rob, okay. So Rob, could
Can
you
you hear
tell?
me?
We can hear you good. I know he working, so he probably driving, so he can't show his face. But Rob, could you give us a lot of some of the intake on the people that you seeing and why they choosing to have fur babies or being fur moms over than rather than having a real kid, like or adopting or having a kid? Why do you think they choose that from your opinion of what you see?
I think they have more control over what they do when they have a fur baby,
Give me an example.
as opposed to a regular baby. Yeah, and give unconditional same level of responsibility.
So you said they were willing to have a kid because you going in and out. Say it again.
No, no, they're not willing to have a kid. It's the fact that they don't want to have a kid because the fur baby is easier and
Uh,
cost effective.
oh, so you
Can
think
you hear
so?
me? Okay, because I got a
Yeah,
it's a
no, we can.
background coming back. My
Yes, we can hear you. He said yes, they would rather
okay,
have a fur baby because the responsibilities are cost effective and it's less responsibilities. We heard you.
right. So I work with dogs every day. So I'm a trainer. So I have dogs day and night every day. I work with shelters, rescues, and I work with people with a lot of money or a little money. But at the end of the day, today we have something called Dog Mom. So there was a lady upset when I got to her house, and it was Monday. Sunday was Mother's Day, and her mom didn't call her to tell her Happy Mother's Day, and she has a pet that she considered her child. And I met another lady, and she said, I'm babysitting my grandpa. Your grandpa? Yeah, my daughter's at work during the day, and I watch the dog during the daytime. So these are my grandpups that are over. Can you help me train them? So they have now changed the name of everything, and they see things totally different now. And so today, you can take the dog to the mall. You can even take your dog to the restaurant. You can go in Starbucks, and you're going to see a dog in Starbucks. I'm talking about in L.A. I know you got a universal audience here, but in L.A., you can pretty much do anything with your dog and take him anywhere.
And so my thing is, how do you think that's changing the whole experience? Because I was telling Rome, one of my cousins, used to always tell me like, with all this love to give and all these kids that need love, orphanage or you people in foster care, like why would you have all this love to give a kid opposed to a pet? And do we look at it and see it the same?
Well, from my experience, I'm only telling you what I experience every day. And what I'm saying to you is that a child is more responsibility. Today we live in a selfish age. Everything is about me, and how quickly I can have what I want. I don't want to pay any dues. I don't wait in line. I'm on social media. Everything is quick. I got it right away. That's the age that we live in right now. So again, when you have a man or a woman, but primarily these are ladies, and they have dogs that replace the baby. And now, if I adopt a child or I foster a child, it may come with behavior problems that I'm not prepared to deal with. Now, I told you I'm a trainer, so the dog also is a foster, and it has a lot of triggers that make the dog act crazy. And so they call me to help them train them, but they don't want to put that effort into an actual child. It's a longer commitment with a child, and they can bond, and the dog doesn't say anything back. Whenever you can confide in the dog is going to listen to you. When you upset, the dog is going to come to you. When you angry, the dog going to get out of your way. When you want love, the dog going to lick all over you. So when you discipline a dog lives in the moment. He's not living in yesterday that you correct him because he peed all over everything or fit up your Louis Vuitton shoes. The dog lives in the moment. So he ain't thinking about yesterday. So I think that's why so many people today are selfish. They rather not have the full commitment, but have partial love that a dog can give versus a kid until they're ready. So when they get a little bit older, maybe 35, 40, maybe they say, okay, at this age, I'm ready. I got enough practice with my dog. I think I'm ready now.
Man, thank you so much for giving me all this clarity, man. That's good because I was over here stumping Romy. I didn't know where we was going with this thing, with the whole fur thing. So we got a couple guest comments. I want you to be able to respond to these as well. What up, Lo? We got Lo on the phone. She said it's a pet peeve for her for people that treat their pets like humans and not animals. People have gone way too far from this thing. And then she said, fair or foul, she think it's really inappropriate for people to sleep with their pet, especially if you married. And that's her thoughts and her opinions, which I get it. Then we got one more person that hit me on the side. They told me specifically what they feel about dogs. They said dogs show complete loyalty no matter what. They bring very positive vibes regardless of what's going on in your life. They give you an excuse to get out of anything. And he also said they just want to be happy. And if somebody plays with his dog the wrong way, it would be extremely problematic. So he take this pet stuff serious, and he was just saying the difference between why he commit to his dog, and which I think is cool. So we appreciate your feedback, Lo. What's your take, Romy? What you think about all of that?
Hey, first of all, Rob, we appreciate you, bro. Be safe out there on the roads. Lo, we appreciate you commenting, and you got some good stuff tonight. I was gonna bring up, the question I had presented to you earlier. I dated a young lady at one point, and she never told me what type of dog she had. She just said, "Hey, I got a dog. I'm a cook. This, and this." Man, I get over there. Guess what kind of dog she got? A Rottweiler. Like, wait a minute now. This ain't the average dog. This dog gonna be territorial over you. So I'm gonna just sit on this side of the whole room because I don't want any type of problems. So she's like, "Oh no, she's sweet." I'm like, everybody say that. You can say your dog's sweet until you get touched. It's a different thing. I said, so what's the deal? She was like, "Well, my dog sleep with me." And I was like, "You talking about in the same bed? Or you talking about they got their bed over there and you over here?" She said, "No, my dog sleeps with me." And I said, "Listen, I'm not staying over here if the dog gonna be in the bed. That ain't what I do." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to roll over. This dog don't know me from Adam. And what if I hit the dog in the head? I get my arm bit off. I say I'm not putting myself in that position. If the dog is in the bed, I'm gone. I'm just telling you right now. I get the food and I'm out. I'm not staying over here with you and this dog in this bed. That just ain't gonna happen. She got so upset. Like, I just don't see. This was back when MySpace was around. The girl literally blew me up on the, saying the messages. Like, I just don't see why you was acting like that. What was wrong with you that day? This, and this. And I'm like, I said, she can't be serious. You think I'm about to stay in the bed with you with a dog that I don't know that could eat me up the next day? I said, you ain't thinking about my life. And
No,
talk about selfish. That was selfish to me. Like, you ain't thinking about my life. This is my first. I ain't never been around a dog this time. This is my first time. You think I'm about to sit up here and be in the bed with the dog, knowing it's gonna be protective of you? No, I'm good. I take my talents elsewhere.
no, hey, this actually reminds me of a story that happened to me, just like what you just mentioned, right? I was dating this girl too back in the day in college. And so she was like, man, why don't you come up to DC and come chill with me? So I went to DC with her. Said she was staying at her brother's crib. And I ain't gonna say no names, but her brother played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? And he was out of town. So she was like, I'm house sitting, dog sitting. And so she was like, come over here, we can chill, whatever. So I came, she was like, look, but I was over there. And the dog, dude had two Rottweilers. They both was like 130. And one name was Apollo, and other they had crazy names, right? And so I came
names and everything.
Right. And I like dogs. So I came over there. I pet her dog. It was a real nice, like, condo overlooking everything. So I was there and she was like, my job just called me. I got to run into the office. Do you mind? I'll be, yeah, mine. I was like, she was like, just stay here. You cool. They ain't going to do nothing. Like, just continue to watch Sports Center. I'll be back in about an hour 30 tops. So I'm nervous. I'm like, well, because I ain't scared of dogs, but these dogs huge. So I was like, reluctantly, okay, I'll chill. So I'm on the couch. She left, and when I tell you, I'm trying to watch the Sports Center, but the dude Apollo, he kept there. He on me like Bogart my way, trying to get me to scoot over, and I'm looking like, okay, like now I'm a punk. I gotta slide over a little bit. Then the other dog, now I gotta pee. I'm getting up, and the other dog won't let me move because now he looking at me showing teeth. I'm like, okay, say I ain't signed up, so I'm trying to call her on the low, shaking my hand. Hey, Rome, I'm trying to shake my hand. I'm calling. I'm saying, hey, how long you gonna be? Because I gotta pee, and the dog right here. So the dog got his head on my lap now, like, don't move. And I'm like, man, hey, I ain't said. I'm like, I ain't come here for all that. And so these dogs was just like, they were extremely protective. They'll let you in the house, but they ain't letting you out. And so it was one of those. Let's hear from Lim. Lim say, dogs don't belong in bed. Don't even think about kissing them. Kiss your dog. And let's come on with my other guest visit. Put on the screen, Shug. We got Hike Jones.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Show me something, Hike. Show me something about the fur coat. First of all, you got on the fur coat in Chicago. So now show me something else, man.
Hold on, cause let me get your boy. Hold on. He be wild there.
We got a new fur mom. Ain't got no kids. Ain't got man kids. So this is what I show about. We bring real stuff.
Hey, Shy. Say
Look,
hi.
the dog named Shy out of Chicago.
Hey.
What up,
Say hi.
Do you let him kiss you in your mouth?
No, not on purpose. He just real aggressive like that. He think he my boyfriend.
He is, because you ain't got
He
man.
is. This the man of the house. I ain't got one.
That ain't no man. That's a dog. But anyway, furthermore,
This my son.
that ain't no son. That's a dog. A puppy. So look, okay, so any feedback? Hey, come on, Rob. Everybody put their phone on mute because Rob driving. What you think about hiking with her fur coat and her fur dog talking about some that's her son? What's your thoughts, Rob?
Get him.
No, I'm just saying is I'm used to it. I see that all the time, and I respect it. So I can't say anything one way or another. The main thing is that you're treating your dog like a human, and time your dog is not going to do the same thing that a human would do, meaning that you don't understand why your dog won't listen because you trying to rationalize with the dog. Dogs don't.
Oh, he got
He
cut off.
gone.
Hey, see,
He
this
was getting that. He was talking.
I know, but so this is why I got Rob on. Y'all think it's a game. He was gonna give you that real heat. Come on, Rob. Come on back in the
Sorry, I'm just trying to explain that, and I pulled over so I could get better reception. I apologize. But when you try to rationalize with the dog, you're going to lose. The dog doesn't understand that. Matter of fact, if the dog peed and you got mad when you came home and you spanked him, the dog don't know what in the world happened. Because if you do it in the moment, the dog understands. But when you try to, play with Fluffy and get in Fluffy's face and you get bit in the nose, and you because it's a stranger dog, but you all in the dog's face, and then you let them do that because this your baby. Oh, he's so sweet, like you can play with him. But when you do that and it's a dog and not a baby, sometimes you get bit, sometimes you get scratched, and sometimes you get your feelings hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm okay with
That's like
you
the one.
and other people treating the dog like a child only when you got to have boundaries. Is all I'm saying. You got to have boundaries. You don't want your dog peeing in the house. You don't want your dog barking at everybody. Just because you can pick him up because it's a small dog, you say, well, I could just pick my dog up. But it's still annoying. And it's cute until it's not.
Yeah. I want to say I don't do none of that weird. Peter don't give me either pet parent stuff. He does not get in my bed. Okay, we don't eat ice cream together. None of that weird pet stuff. He's still a dog. But y'all touched on something earlier that I wanted to get on here and say that it goes deep with the pets sometimes. As a single woman with no kids, as you already expressed, um, you know, what about adopting kids instead or something like that y'all were touching on earlier. And I, help raise my mother's kids. I'm good time to bring my own girl and come. Until then,
your,
it's
your
just me
phone going, your phone going in and out. She says,
for
just
real. Yeah, I hear an echo actually.
go ahead.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can fix it.
Yeah, no, she was basically saying what we touched on earlier. She was saying that, before she adopts some kids, she prefer to adopt the fur baby first, and have her own kids when it's time.
Okay,
When
go
the
ahead.
man comes, yeah.
When the man come, what if he don't never come?
Well, then it's just me and Shy.
So what's the difference between adopting Shy and adopting one of your 1,500 nieces or nephews you got out here, or cousins, or what? One of them.
I got that. I got that on lock. Them kids call me when they need something, and I'm always there as an aunt. They
I
know
know.
that.
Listen,
Real
you
aunt.
didn't bought Fluffy. I mean, Shy. You didn't bought Shy a bed, a cage. He at your house all the time. He don't pay not an inch of rent. You ain't asking him for no rent. You ain't expecting no rent, and you ain't talking bad to him. Talking about he got to get up and work. He ain't. Matter of fact, at least my dog got a job. Fluffy Shy ain't even got no job.
You
Regardless,
said that earlier. See, Shy is an emotional support dog, number one. And then number two, I might get him on Instagram. We might make some money. So he don't have no job yet. That's what you need to say.
come on, Rob. Come on, Rob. What's your theory about the dog
You
being
know,
No, again, a dog is a pet, and you want to have a pet, and everybody uses a pet for a different reason. If she has an emotional support or a therapy dog, those things are real. Because today we live in an anxiety-driven world, so anybody can say they got anxiety. Back in my day, they just said tough it out, suck it up, deal with it, be a man. That's what they told me. But today it's not like that. So when you have a dog and you want the dog to be like a child in today's society, they allow you to do that. So it's hard to hate on that person when everybody else say this is what we can do. And so you got to be able to go with the flow. Now, the dog sleeping in your bed, that's a preference. Dog eating the same ice cream you eat, that's a preference. And I see people that do that, and they're fine with that. So I don't say nothing. The biggest thing that I learned is that people say please and thank you to the dog. Come, sit, thank you, good dog.
Come on,
I was
man.
confused. Yeah, I never heard that before. But I'm just saying is, you take it too long, just say sit. No, my dog is such a good dog. Thank you very much. And it was real. It wasn't just one time. It was another client and another client. And I was like, well, maybe I'm missing something. But they don't learn on YouTube and TikTok. And so I don't say anything now. Come, sit. You want to say thank you, go ahead and say thank you. But at the end of the day, lift up on that leash, pull up, sit.
Hey, Rob, I think this is invaluable information. You know, we wouldn't have no show without bringing Ignorant Limb on here talking about lifting your leg up. So when the dog lift the leg up, what you got for us, Limb?
Peaches,
All
man.
right. Hey, I had to tell y'all this one, man. So I went on this date and this chick said, "Can I ask something?" I said, "What?" She said, "Can I bring my dog on the date?" And you know what I
Oh,
told her? Is Fido gonna pay for the bill? If he ain't paying for the bill, he can't come on the date. and she and she didn't like that too much. I said, "Well, that's how I go." I said, "No, this is about us." I said, "You live with that dog all day long. You need a break." So some people are codependent on their dogs. They're beyond an emotional support animal. I believe in some situations, if you're talking about single women specifically, if you want to go there, I think the dog has become the man and he is the gatekeeper to getting to her, and they use that dog as a crutch. And I'll be damned if a dog gonna replace me, and I'm out.
Hey, Lim, be honest with you. Normally I would disagree, but I think you preaching good. Hey, Rome say, let's say it together. I'm with you when you're right.
Oh, what you right?
I'm with you when you're right. Come on, Heike,
dog
what you say?
food. Dog. Okay. I don't want to get on here comparing no dogs to men. I feel like that's
No,
a
you said this
dangerous
my man.
slope we gonna get on.
Hold on. You picked this
Uh-uh.
up. You said, this
Uh-uh.
is my man. That's what you said. He the protector of the house. He the man of the house, matter of
The
fact.
man of
Those
the
are,
house.
if I'm quoting you, this what you said. And I hate to put you out here like that, but that's what you said.
Quoted right, because I said until the man get here. That's what
Ooh,
I said.
I didn't hear
So
that
the
part.
dog is to the man get here. Okay?
But
That's what I had
what if
said.
he
Girl that have children. And you say, yeah, I did a girl that got kids. And so that's what you make up your mind. Well, I did a girl who has a dog who's really into the dog. If you don't, there's no harm, no foul. You see what I'm saying? So you say, I told her, nope, Fido ain't paying the bill. And, same thing. Rome said, nope, I told him, I drop off the food, I'm out. That's a personal preference. But if the girl is worth it and she got kids or she got a dog or whatever your situation is she worth it and it's a compromise, then you're going to compromise. Now, again, sometimes you're going to have baby kids, and then sometimes you're going to have well-mannered kids. And sometimes you're going to have dogs that run around the house and eat up your Jordans. And then sometimes you're going to have dogs that's obedient and listen. You just got to make that choice.
I love it. See, I'm with you when you're right on that end too. I'm with you when you're right. What you got, Rome?
this is good. We appreciate with Rob because he's dealing with them dogs all the time. Um, I got plenty of pet stories, man. So, here in Atlanta, hey Los, you know this. Where do all the fine girls stay at when you first move here? Downtown, the high rise. I'm
Buckhead.
going down there to see my boy. I see the girl get out. She got all these groceries. I'm like, man, I'm not helping this girl. I'm saying this in my head. No, let me tell y'all why. I'm like, I'm not helping her because she gonna have a dude. This sorry dude gonna be, and because I know me, I try not to be confrontational. But if I get to your room and this dude sitting in there and just laying in there playing the PlayStation, I'm gonna have a problem. Like, dude, you couldn't come down here to help old girl get this stuff out the car. So I see her getting the stuff. I said, hey, you need some help? She said, yeah, I got a lot of stuff. So I helped her get the water. We got to take the elevator up. It's like one of those 6-story ones. Now, mind you, she's never saying she got a dog, she got anything. I'm helping her with the bags. Soon as that door opened, that dang pit came running around that corner. You would have thought I seen Jesus. Take me to the king at that point. Like, it's over. I was like, man. So first thing I did is stay, sit. The dog was well behaved. First thing that dog did, listen, like boom, sat down. And then she looked at me like, dang, this dude got, I was like, hey, that's all I can do in the morning. I'm not about to run. That's going to be the worst thing to do. And I gave her the stuff and kept going, but it was just like, that could have went left in that moment if that dog would have thought I was trying to harm her, man. So after that, I started carrying pepper spray. And I was like, I ain't got time to be caught off guard with that stuff.
So Rob, would you? And this is the last thing I'll ask Rob to do. Can you really give us some pointers though? How if you was to do it now that you know both worlds, because you know the dog people. Well, he just got cut off. I wanted Rob to be able to tell us the difference between the dog people, the regular people, and how to have a happy blend or a medium, right? So Lo said, I choose to date men with no pets. Sorry. It's like having kids, too much responsibility and a hot mess. I'll put that hot in there. But she said a mess. She said a mess. So I mean, so Lo kind of said what it was based on her end. Come on, Lim. I know he got something to say. Go ahead, Lim.
No, what I was gonna say is that we touched on this on probably a previous show, or at least I talked about it. And basically it was all the unconditional love that goes to two human, well, shoot, not human, but living organisms. A woman's kids and her dogs. She let them shit all over the room and everything and make excuses for them. And if you leave up the toilet as a man, you wrong, and you wrong as two left shoes. Now listen, I want the same unconditional love that you give Fido and Lil Ray Ray and all of them. I want you to make excuses for me sometime. You know, I didn't get it right. Okay, well, go ahead. Let me help you out. Like you do with that little dog. Some people even try to make it something sweet. The dog do his thing on the rug. It's the, oh, ain't that cute? I'm like, bullshit. Ain't nothing cute about that. It stinks and that's disrespectful. It's disrespectful when he does it, and it's disrespectful if I did it. That's what I have to say.
So Heike, what we want to know is how long you had your fur baby?
Uh, 3
3
uh,
months.
3 weeks. I got
3 weeks.
yeah.
Okay, 3 weeks. Okay. 3 weeks. Oh, so you came into the new year and said, I'm gonna go in with me a man one way or the other.
I just like, hey, need some company in here. So,
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You got him is it a boy or girl? You said it's a boy, right?
oh, it's a boy.
So
No,
so you got him in training and everything?
virtually. Rob
Okay,
has helped me
virtually.
with a few things.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, I can see Rob pretty good. He can do it. He can do it whether he in China, LA, or Chicago. He good.
The premise though with the premise with Rob, I was just trying to get you to see the specifics of dog people. There he is. Rob, this is my last question to you. Can you tell us the difference between dog people, regular people, and how to have a compromise together so we can understand their world and they can be able to understand what we are feeling and thinking? Please.
I may have a bad connection, but dog people, like if you work with dog trainers, work at a rescue, or people who work in veterinarians, dog people put dogs and animals first. So it's not just dog people, it's cat people. The lady that got 11 cats, they get along better with animals than people. So they may seem a little eccentric or a little strange. So they don't.
Oh.
He cut off, but you see he going somewhere. I want you to be able to understand it's a compromise, and you got to be able to understand both worlds. I'm not a dog person. Go ahead, Rob. because I let him get back on once he comes from off mute. But the premise is I'm not a dog person in particular. I do have a dog. I love dogs, but it's a specific difference. So I don't have 18, 19 dogs. I'm not convinced from seeing Hikey dog and say, oh my God, I gotta have one. Can I have your dog? He can always stay up. That ain't never been me either. I could look at her and say that's cool with that dog and keep him over there. And so that's cool too. Go ahead. I don't know if Rob back on yet, but as soon as you get back on, you
I'm
got
back on.
okay. Just say that last part with the difference. Go ahead, we listening.
Those are dog people, so sometimes you consider them a little strange. But regular people, obviously, we all have preferences. And I think right now we may be aiming at dogs. But if you like cars, you love race cars, or when you were little you loved Barbie dolls, or you a collector, or you like cards, spades, bid, whatever your passion is, you golf, whatever it is, that's a conversation that you love to have. So if you're talking about golfing or investment, you can talk for hours. And I think 2 times that you've been talking about this for hours at the party. And that's how people are with their dogs. And that's why you just got to respect, what those passions are. Because when you tap into a passion of somebody, they can talk and talk and talk about what they love. Okay? And sometimes you say, how you doing? How your kids doing? And then they just get to going about their kids and their grandkids. And you done checked out a long time ago. But for them, that's their world. So when you hear somebody who is enamored with their dog or their pet, it's because this is important to them. They found something that they love, and it's a passion.
I love it. That was well said, bro. Cause see, I don't understand that because I don't speak dog, but I understand exactly what you just said, which makes him different. This is why he can understand because he is a people person. And so at the end of the day, he can be able to make us understand. Come on, Lim.
I have another take. So my take is on a serious note. I think at some level there's a point at which human beings realize it's very complex to relate to another human being, whether it's personal or business. I think it's a lot easier to relate to pets because they're not going to hold you to the level of accountability as someone that you're in a relationship with. You have to learn about their idiosyncrasies. I know dogs have personalities, but I think some people have decided to believe like it's just easier for me to love a dog and a dog to love me back. And for human beings, you can't always get that. And I think that is another default setting that people are not talking about with their dogs versus human love. And there are people who come out and straight up saying, I like dogs more than I like human beings. And they have no problem saying that. But what they're not saying is you also have to admit it's a lot more challenging to deal with a human being than it was a dog. Dogs will love you even when people neglect them and don't feed them. They still have loyalty for you. Whereas men and women are like, I'm not going for that, sir, ma'am. You've got to treat me with a certain level of respect. I'm not saying anybody abuses a dog, but I'm just saying it's very different. And we can't confuse those two. And no, raising a child and raising a dog is not the same. Dogs don't go to college. Dogs don't, you don't have to worry about taking care of another child and raising a child if they go out and get pregnant and you raising a child. There's a lot more to it when you're dealing with human beings. But I think it's a lot easier to raise a dog than as a human to deal with a dog than as a human being in a lot of respects. And I think it's a default setting to say, you know what, I didn't probably do so well in my relationships with human beings. Let me get a dog and let me at least feel what it feels like to for something to love me. And I don't have to put always the same amount of effort into that other human relationship. So I think there's something to that too.
I really appreciate it. What's your closing remarks, Romy? What you got for us?
Closing remarks. I look at pet owners, whether you're a Gen Zer, Gen X, baby boomer, all the same. If somebody tells you they are scared of dogs. I don't care how nice the dog is. I don't care how cute the dog is. Put the dog away because you invited me to your house. I told you earlier we can meet at Panera Bread. You said come to the house. I told you I don't like dogs. So my thing is respect the persons that you invite over to your house, whether you're dating them, whether they're a coworker, whether they're an associate or a friend, family member, and everything. And Rob said it earlier. The word of the day to me is preference. If you know you prefer, like Lo said, to date someone without animals, no matter how good they look, no matter how much money they have, no matter how much nice cars they have, always remember the thing is the thing. And that is you don't like animals. The person told you they have animals. So you just gotta let the person know this won't work because of XYZ. It's all a preference. You know, we gotta know our red flags in life. And when it comes to your 9 to 5, red flags in a relationship, and if a red flag is somebody with an animal and they let the animal sleep in the bed, you got to know they're going to choose their animal over you because guess what? That animal was there before you. So, like Lo, one of the things you got to know your red flag. And for that matter, I just say know your preferences, stand on business, and do what you like. You know, you don't like the animals, find somebody that doesn't have those animals. They want kids. They got grandkids. You enjoy other things. So choose what you like what you love. I'm out.
Thank you, Romy. Thank you, Romy. One of my guys that's in the chat right now, he said, let's get a correction going on. He said he is literally a pet parent, not a pet owner. He said, let's be clear. He said, let's be clear on that. And he also said his dog is definitely his best friend. So my thing is, look, see, some people take this stuff extremely serious. And see, we have conversations and arguments all the time. But one thing I can learn to appreciate about my homeboy, shout out to my man Keith. One thing I can really appreciate about him is he's serious about them dogs, and that's what he believed. But at the end of the day, we learn to all just respect it because see, his dogs is his life. And just like Rob said, that's his everything, that's his passion. I believe he'll get tattoos of his dog. And he probably already got them. But I'm just saying, my man love his dogs, and I respect him because this is my friend. And if you love your dogs, I love them right with you, brother. And so, I ain't never gonna say nothing negative about your dogs. All we try to do is just don't compare your dogs to our kids. So when we having real life dad conversations at the bar and we talking about our kids and them messing up in school and my kids playing a basketball game, he gonna bring up his dog. Talk about at the dog park and so he have his stories too. But just saying, and we in the bar. So this is my guy, man. And it is funny having this conversation because it's real people like that, and I love them. Shout out to my man Keith. Come on, closing marks, Heike, what you got for us?
I got mama you.
You cutting off. Say it again.
I have a big mama-ism.
Okay, go ahead. I ain't gotta do that. I know you lying. What is it? Go ahead. Hey, Lo, you hear this? You got a big mama-ism. Come on with it.
Big mama used to say. Big mama used to say, knick-knack, paddywhack, giving out. Mama used to say, Big Mama used to say, now she used to say this one for real. Let sleeping dogs lie. Yeah, you know Big Mama used to say that one though. And that's one of my favorite Big Mama-isms. Let sleeping dogs lie.
Ooh, I love you, Suge. Dude, y'all about to hang up on you, man, because you always try to take stuff too far. Y'all remember that episode of Martin? He said Nick that Paddywhack. Nah, she English, man. That is hilarious. What's your closing remarks with you and Shy?
Big Mama say,
she studied about some Big Mama, man. Okay, look, cut off, Suge. You out of here. Come on, Lim gave his closing remarks. I think Lim already did. Rob, let's come on to Rob. Rob, what's your closing remarks, sir?
Yeah, my closing remarks is just if you have a pet, treat your pet like a pet. If you have a child, treat your child as a child. Either way, it's imperative that you give the best that you can to your dog or to your child. I'm not comparing the dog and a child, a dog parent or a dog owner. All I'm saying is, if you love your dog, do the best you can with your dog. You know, you always gonna love your child, and you're gonna raise them the best that you can. That's it.
I appreciate it. So I think that's everybody. So Heike stole my big mouth as I'm talking about some knick-knack paddywhack. Give a dog a bone. So I'm gonna show my homeboy sent me this while we on the phone. Can y'all see his dog in his bed? So the dog got this $300 futon bed. And then on the same time, he said, and yes, if you ask the question, yes, my dog sleep with me. So him and his wife, and like he's single, he got a wife, and his wife love the dogs too. So they do have that in common. I love that family. They love their dogs, and I'm all for it. So to me, if you didn't do nothing else from the Shield today, I want you to be able to reflect and learn about pet parents. I said it right, and I want you to be able to learn about people that have animals versus people that don't, and learn how to respect differences. Let's come up with a compromise, like Rob said. I want y'all to give a hand clap for my brother for educating us, man. We appreciate it. And we don't take it lightly for Heike coming on with Young Shy and showing the world her dog, and keep being we love all of y'all. We'll see y'all next week, man. We got something good for y'all. Okay, love y'all.
Have a good night.